Welcome back to the ATP. This is the Champions League edition. I'm here with two guests. My name is GQ, and to my near left,
Your boy Noma.
and far left.
Your boy Haji.
All right. This is another video, and it's another chance for you to subscribe, like, comment, and ping the notification bell whenever we drop a video. So as we said, Champions League edition. We're gonna go with the first game, Napoli versus Real Madrid.
Yeah, the holders, as well, 14, yeah, number 14. As Real Madrid, we managed to entertain our fans like we always do.
Right.
And we managed to beat Napoli 3-2. It was a very interesting game, a controversial penalty. And this for me was a nice test for Real Madrid. I needed to see us face a team that can have possession of the ball, how we're going to deal, especially with our new formation, how we're going to deal with a team that can easily build up, because that's what Napoli are good at. And then a team that has got a good winger, good striker, and a good midfield in general. So we managed to deal with them well. We control the game in some certain aspects, and yes, we conceded two silly goals, especially from the header. I think Kepa could have done better in clearing the first goal. And then the penalty, the referee, but overall...
In your opinion, is that a penalty?
In my opinion, it's not a penalty. But overall, we created chances. I liked how we created chances. We could have scored like 5 if Rodrigo put out the first chance that he had. And then if Bellingham also scored his header, we could have had 5. So 3-2 was okay with the worldie from Valverde, and I'm happy to see Real Madrid. I think this team will go far to the semi-finals with the display that they showed. We're definitely in the semi-finals, and with Jude Bellingham, our Ballon d'Or candidate, we are seeing the semi-finals from this display.
So I would like to talk about the individual, the most obvious individual.
Oh, the best player in the world right now, Jude Bellingham.
That's what he said. That's definitely what I would say. But what do you think right now? Did you expect his performances to be this good?
Coming into the start of the season, Jude Bellingham was obviously a good addition because he was the best player coming from Germany. So obviously I expected him to play well without the goals and the assists. Obviously, even for BVB, he used to get goals here and there. But for Madrid, I didn't expect him to be getting on the end of things more often. But with Carlo Ancelotti, he saw the light. You see, Carlo Ancelotti sees things that
wait. I have to hold you. Do you rate Carlo Ancelotti?
I rate him. He's won as a Champions League twice, so why wouldn't I rate him?
No, the question. Okay, maybe I phrased the question wrongly, but like what I mean is, do you rate his tactical aspect? Do you think he's getting the best out of the team?
Right now, I think yes, because he's placed everyone in a position where individually you're supposed to do what you're good at. Okay. He's put Tchouaméni in the center of the midfield, where Tchouaméni now has to win balls, distribute the balls, and Tchouaméni is now getting better compared to last season. He's doing well. And then he's also put Valverde and Camavinga on the flanks, or should I say wide mid. So now they are good at running forward with the ball and also tackling. So he's got the best out of those guys. And then Jude Bellingham, he's given him a new role where he's supposed to be now a number 10 and sometimes a false 9 or sometimes the 9. And maybe he's the one that he's put out of place. But now, because of his talent IQ, he's coached Kaka, he's coached the big names. He knows gems when he sees gems. So he's now put the gem out there, and then Jude Bellingham is just delivering on what Carlo Ancelotti has set him out to do, which I did not expect in the start of the season. I expected Vinicius, Rodrigo to be the ones on the end of things and creating most of the chances. But now we have Bellingham, the best player in the world, All
right. I would like to go to Haji over there. So last year, Vinicius was very good, right? Playing on the left-hand side. Now he's playing more like a inside forward or center forward, part of the front two. Do you think he's going to get a better season, or do you think he would have to sacrifice some of his game for the betterment of the team?
I think he is coached by a very experienced manager, and him playing in that role is due to because of Karim Benzema leaving the club.
Right.
So for him, he's very young, energetic, and I think he will add more goals and more assists in this role. Uh, Besides that, the excitation will be less because he used to be running all the way from his fullback all the way to the
Right.
to the striking force. So the excitation where he used to dribble, do this, and run behind the fullbacks will not be there. But in terms of scoring and assisting, it will be increased for him.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're a bit salty about the Jude
Yeah,
Jude
after
Bellingham
he denied
you
going to
know
Liverpool.
refused going to Liverpool
Okay,
and
for Jude, I'm not denying, to be honest, he's a world class player. No world class, but
He's world class.
coming. No. For
He's
me,
world class.
For me, he's not a world class player.
Well, that's why he's not
No,
at Liverpool.
For me, he's not a world class player. He's a developing star.
okay.
He's young. He's developing. He's into the route of becoming a world class player.
Okay.
And a very good coach, he will be.
He is.
He
Okay.
will be, and a very good coach he will be. But for now, this season, scoring a tap in or scoring a closer, he's not scoring worldies. He's not scoring screamers. What he's scoring is just tap ins.
Is this you being
goals.
a bit? Is this sour grapes? Is it that because he didn't come to? Everybody said he was coming to Liverpool and he turned you down. So now his performances are they're
the
not
thing-
worldies. He's not
he-
world class.
He deserves to be paid for 100 million
Mhm.
as a transfer window. But for him, the money that he's getting from Madrid, he will not get from City or he will not get from Liverpool because we know he's a developing player. He's not a world class star. So his wages, the wages that he's taking from Madrid, teams like Liverpool, United, and City, they will not pay him like that.
I
Yeah.
think Man City and Manchester United will. Maybe Liverpool because your club is broke.
No,
but
it's-
but
Okay,
but-
wait. I
Even
want
City
to ask that. I want to
even
ask.
City were in-
He's trying to say basically. You see, Liverpool they do this all the time.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is this: they always say players don't come to. They have pool,
They are,
but players don't come to them because of money.
yeah.
Because you pay them more.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I do not agree. Maybe Liverpool payment wise, because I know transfer fees they can remove 100 million and buy the player.
So that's they're trying to. That's the only reason. He just said the amount of money he's collecting.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason he chose Real
And
Madrid.
we
Do you
can-
agree?
We can pay player. We can pay 100 million for a player. We saw it. Liverpool has the money. We paid for Nunez closer to 100 million. We paid. We wanted to pay for 100 plus million for Caicedo. But why not Judy? It's the wages that he wants to take from the club. A player like Caicedo, when you pay for him his club for his transfer window 100 plus million, the wages that he's taking from the club will be 120k or 115k or 100 closer to less than 150k. But look at Jude Bellingham. He's just 19 years old. He's only 90-year-old and he wants to earn closer to 400 or 300
but don't
or
you think? But
250K.
don't you think he deserves
What if
it
he reaches
because
25 years old?
right now he's according to I'll say Pedri, maybe I'll slide in Gavi, Musi. Yeah, okay.
Don't
Musi,
do
no,
the
no, no,
Gavi.
no,
Don't do the
no,
Gavi
in that
thing. Don't do the
direction.
Gavi
No,
thing.
no,
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 in that
no, no,
He's
no,
not-
no,
he's not-
no,
he's
no,
not
no,
there.
That's not my point. Like my point is players that are seasoned, like
Yeah.
that have been playing for a long time. Because in football, yes, a 19-year-old can come on the blocks, but maybe that's his first season. But these guys are 19, but this is like fifth, sixth season playing
Right.
Champions League football.
Yeah. He's
competing
experienced.
so his experience is like a 25, 24-year-old who's a
Right.
starter. And he played for BVB where he's constantly in the Champions League, constantly in the limelight, and he came out the best player in the Bundesliga as a 19-year-old. So when he's getting his next move, if a Gavi, Pedri are getting their next move, even though they are 20, 21, their next move is a big money move. It has to be like you have to pay them because
Sancho.
Sancho was 2 seasons.
Exactly.
But wait.
It's like, you know.
No, Sancho,
sorry
yes,
to-
you can
so-
also say Sancho
Sorry to
almost
interrupt you.
deserved a pay because
300k.
300
at
K
Manchester
because
United.
from BVB he was like his numbers that he was putting up were like the next platform is going to be like
Yeah.
so when those guys are going for their next move, they don't expect to be coming on 100k. because they are performing better than the players that are 100K in Liverpool.
So
For instance.
are you judging a player the number of games he played, or you are judging a player what he can do?
It goes both ways.
No.
Because there's a player who has played less games and they can do good things, but it's not tried and tested. Jude Bellingham has showed that he's tried and tested. So when
I agree partially
Yeah.
because Bundesliga, we know it has
and there was
some tax.
also World Cup. There was also so he's almost tried and tested in that aspect. So when he moves, he's supposed to maybe get 250. And yeah, so I expect
Okay.
him, yeah.
Speaking of your theory of tried and tested,
Yeah.
did you know how old is Harvey Elliott, and how much Champions League how many Champions League games he played? So the
Harvey
theory
Elliott,
of
Harvey Elliott
no
is
one
not,
will buy for Harvey Elliott 100 plus
but
million.
Harvey Elliott is not,
and he played a lot of
he's-
games in Champions League for
I
2-3
agree.
seasons.
He has, but he's not the go-to guy for Liverpool. For BVB, it's Jude Bellingham. If he's not in the game, BVB suffer. If Harvey Elliott is injured, nobody will notice. Maybe Liverpool fans will, but other opposing fans will not notice a Harvey Elliott absence. But if Jude is missing, like against Chelsea last season, if Jude is having an off day, BVB has an off day. He was the guy to take BVB further. And even when they lost the Bundesliga on the last day, he did not play because he said there was some injury rumors here and there.
He played.
No, he
didn't play the very last game.
The last game
he
they were
played
supposed
second
to.
half.
No.
No, he
He
didn't
did not play.
He just walked. He just walked in.
He
No.
did not play.
Okay.
And BVB partially blamed why didn't they not play their best player to deliver them, because BVB just needed a win to win.
Draw?
No, a win.
Okay,
it was a win.
okay.
It was a
Because
win.
Bayern won.
Yeah, because Bayern won, they needed a win.
Right.
And he did not play, and Bayern won the league because you would say Jude Bellingham did not play, so their best player was out. So you see how heavy the tax is on Jude Bellingham. So that's why even everybody's hopes are on him. Nobody's hope is on Elliott. Respectfully.
So to go slightly away from this,
Yeah.
I will ask. So Liverpool, if you want to go forward, this is Liverpool 2.0, right? So if you want to go forward, do you think your wage structure, because of now these young kids, they deserve or demand a lot of money. Do you think your wage structure should change a little bit? If you want to get, because I don't believe money is the only reason why Jude did not come. But if you say so, then if you want to get a player like Jude next time,
For me, I believe as far as the player is performing consistently, for example, a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold, if he gets a team that pays him more wages than Liverpool, maybe one day he will leave and he will go. Reason being, nowadays, and everyone and anyone who is under a contract is looking for wages. Bigger wages attract players. So I think the current wages, the current rule for the wages for Liverpool is kind of low. So I believe if we add, it will increase the chances of us signing good players.
okay.
But if we go in that limit, then it will be difficult for us, knowing that the economy is increasing nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to the next game, we will talk about Arsenal versus Mons.
Lens.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no Arsenal fan here to give their own take, but we have we did make an Arsenal fan give their opinion about it.
Yeah.
So, what's your opinion about the game, and do you think Arsenal in the Champions League? Because last year they were not in the Champions League, right?
You're in Europa, yeah.
And they were saying the way they were playing in the Premier League, they think they're good enough to win the Champions League last year. The way they were playing,
Yeah.
right? Now they're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And they meet Lens. First away game in the Champions League for, 8 years,
Yeah.
and they lose 2-1. Do you think they're good enough to win the league, the
It is
Champions League?
The Arsenal is, I would say on paper they would look good, but from my okay, let me not say experience, from my knowledge of the Champions League and how it has been, I don't think they can win, because Champions League teams carry a surprise package, because you may be playing in England, getting the hype, or you're playing good football, but the Champions League, you meet a Sevilla, a Porto, and these teams may seem small because of their names. You don't know their names, and yeah, but they they always have quality players who know moments, how to pick moments, and when to hurt teams. So I think Arsenal, if they are not careful in this group, they may go to Europa. It's just that they may go to Europa because if Sevilla does not want to go to Europa, because which I know they like doing, and they want to go forward in the Champions League, I feel Sevilla beat them, and then it becomes complicated for Arsenal because now
So they have PSV in the group. They have
PSV,
Sevilla.
yeah,
they
and
have Lens.
Lens. And if they lose, that means Lens and Sevilla will be above them, and then they have to play Sevilla again.
Yes.
And
Back to back.
back to back. So it becomes tricky for them because Lens surprised them with a surprise package because the boys scored some exquisite goals.
Right.
They knew how to pick their moments because they were showcasing to Arsenal like we are good, because these guys also want to show the world like they need a big move next. So which better team to play than Arsenal and showcase that they are good. So yeah, Arsenal might be surprised, and I think they go to the Europa. They finish third. Only if Sevilla does not want to go to Europa. That's my,
So do you think Sevilla is a better... Do you think Arsenal will top the group in the first place?
Based on the results of last night, Lens played very well. Despite not playing the Champions League 20 years, for 20 years they didn't touch a Champions League ball, but they managed to win against Arsenal. And it's a very disappointing result for Arsenal fans. And they only played 2 matches, but still, I believe Arsenal will top the
group.
their group. And they have the chance to top the group.
Okay. All right. So we move on to the next game. We're going to talk about Man United and Galatasaray.
Oh, Nana. Look
Look
what
good.
you just done. Well, that game was interesting, especially because of their number 9, Hoyland. He's actually now settling in, and he proved that he's a good finisher. He's good at running with the ball. He's a BTEC Haaland, and he's good at build-up play, which I like to see. And especially Man United played well until I would say they considered the equalizer. They considered that equalizer. Yeah, that is when it started derailing. That's when the team started derailing. But overall, I think United played an okay game until the second goal came in. But Onana and his ball playing skills caught them because he actually made the team weak because Casemiro had to make that foul.
Right.
Because
and that was not his first mistake in that game in the first place.
Yeah, that was not his first mistake.
Yeah.
And especially I highlighted that one because that one exposed Casemiro in a bad way because Casemiro is a winner. And he knows 1 point is a good feeling for United, even because they lost their first game to Bayern Munich. So them coming out with 1 point is a plus in the group. So he went in for that risky tackle, and then they got a penalty, and the penalty was missed. So meaning Casemiro did the right thing in that way. He almost saved his team.
Yeah.
And then the last goal came in. Onana.
Do you think he was chipped? Do you think it's an Onana mistake?
The thing, he went on his knees. I don't know why he went on his knees because if
he went down early.
Yes, if he stayed upright, he catches the ball easily. But he went on his knees, and I don't know how you save if the shot was going elsewhere. How do you still save it? Because you're on your knees. So yeah, it was an Onana blunder once again. But United, it was a good thing. Okay, I know Rashford also messed up, but going forward, Hoyland is a bright. Yeah.
I want to talk about Rashford. All right. Some Manchester United fans would say he's in such a poor form as a team player or with the team altogether that Rashford is not the type of player you keep playing for him to pick up form. Sometimes you just have to take him out and then bring him in again. So, do you think that Rashford should be benched? Do you think that, or Ten Hag should find a different solution?
For me, I will have vied for Rashford being benched, but they don't have anyone
A
to
backup.
replace.
backup,
Yeah.
They don't have anyone to replace, and they had a whole window.
But what if
that
they
could
play?
have
Sorry,
changed.
what if they play Garnacho?
Yeah. Garnacho,
Yeah.
Garnacho is good. Is good. Very very good player, but he can't be playing 90 minutes.
I
You get
think-
it?
I
he's
think-
not trained. He's not trained to play 90 minutes.
I think Garnacho
and
should be
replace
playing. I think Garnacho
Rashford.
should be playing because
I love
him
Garnacho.
and Hoyland, even though Garnacho is inexperienced, but
But-
his fight, and if you give him a run of games, his fight, he will start clicking somewhere. Because the problem with Rashford is Rashford right now should be delivering, shouldn't be making some silly mistakes.
He should be the man.
He should
Yeah,
be the man of the
exactly,
team, but
very,
Right.
very true.
and he has a jersey number 10.
Exactly.
And it's a heavy jersey. Wayne
Exactly.
Rooney used to wear the jersey, so he should be the guy to deliver for Man United all the time. And
Yeah.
it comes down, he's frustrating the team when he's making poor decisions, he's running off form, and I think he needs the drop. And then they play Garnacho and Hoyland, and let that dictate the way United go forward, and then they bring him on.
So do you think? Because for me, in my opinion, I think some of the problems is a Ten Hag problem. Some of the problem is a Ten Hag problem, and of course Rashford's form as well, and him putting Bruno. Sometimes I feel like Bruno should be played. They play Bruno on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Because they want more runners in the midfield. They want to try
Yeah.
to help Casemiro. But Bruno also did not cover himself in glory as well.
Yeah.
So there's a coaching problem, but also player fit. But then this is Ten Hag's team.
Yeah.
He bought these players.
Yeah.
He wants these players. So is there a solution? Do you think there's a...
When he was asked about why Rashford form is dropped, he said like, if the whole team performs, Rashford will perform. So which means if the problem is the whole team, the problem is the coach, is the
Right.
manager.
Mhm.
Why the whole team is not performing? The issue is from the manager. So if the manager fixes the problem, I think the whole team will perform and Rashford will perform. Besides that, when you look at the character and the trait of Rashford, he's the type of player that doesn't perform the first half of the league of the season.
Mhm.
He doesn't perform. He's the type of player that performs when it comes to after the winter or
Right.
winter time,
Yeah.
December, January, during the holidays. So before that, he's that type of player that doesn't perform well. Even though he did an assist in coming back to the UEFA Champions League game, the first goal, he was the one who did the assist.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and then at Arsenal in the Premier League, he scored the first goal.
Right.
He is trying. He's not someone who is not doing the hard work. That's the main reason why the coach is giving him as the first choice instead of Garnacho. But at the same time, as a Rashford, as the number 10, the one that you said, the number 10 jersey is wearing, and the kind of work he's supposed to do, it's not enough. It's not enough at all. Yeah.
For me, Rashford, okay. I rate him somewhat. I just think his football IQ is not the
Yeah.
best. But also I think he is too much into Twitter. This is my point, right? You know, some of the games he goes in, and we were saying that the last game versus, was it Brighton, that they lost, where he could have squared the ball to Højlund for him to score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Champions League game, he squared the ball, and then in that game, he had a chance where he should have shot the ball, but he squared it again.
Yeah.
Is it that because people are
Yeah,
talking
saying-
a lot,
yeah.
so he reads it and he's like, "Oh, you're saying I'm a selfish player. Well, I'm not."
Yeah.
But I feel like it's do you like forget what people say? They're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
We just talk about the game. We don't
Yeah.
play the game. You
Yeah.
get me? So like, if he can be himself now. It seems as if he's in his head. So what should I do? What would people think? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I think it's messing up with his game. I think he should be benched for a while, maybe 1-2 games.
Yeah.
Let him go back to football and forget the extra
Yeah.
stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So we go to the next game. Newcastle
Newcastle
versus PSG.
Yeah. This
This shocked me. I'm not gonna
this
lie.
shocked me too. Yeah.
It did not only shock me, it hurt me a little bit because, you know, we're all in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
And I'm that kind of fan. I don't want my other Premier League teams to be doing well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't care if they banter that's the Premier League is not good.
Yeah.
And what's going on at PSG? What's going on? What's going
PSG, I feel the midfield is average and inexperienced, because when you look at the average age in that midfield, you have Ugarte
Yes.
and you have
Zaire Emery.
Yeah, the
He's
guys,
17
the
years old.
guys are below 23 on average.
Right.
Like it's a young midfield, and
Right.
taking them in, even in the French league itself, they struggle against their normal opposition, because the midfield fails to dominate the game. They fail to control the game from the midfield.
Right.
And then you come against a Newcastle, one who are runners. The first thing of the game, you have to be able to run, keep up, press. So Newcastle was just pressing them high line, and they were failing to break through the Newcastle midfield.
Right.
Because, one, the guys are not so good on the ball. They're not composed. The PSG midfield are not composed on the ball.
Even I would agree, but then Zaire Emery was really good though.
They're not good on the ball, or they cannot keep up the pace with the Newcastle guys, because
Yes.
Newcastle look like giants compared to the PSG guys,
True,
and
true.
they just overwhelmed them time and time again, because there was even the goal from Almiron where the goalkeeper tried to play from the back.
Mm-hmm.
The Newcastle guy just jumped, headed the ball, and then I don't know, Isak is the one who missed the first chance, the sitter,
Yeah.
and then Almiron came to clear, and from there Newcastle fan base overwhelmed the stadium, and there was no way
You know,
back for PSG.
I actually thought that was not going to happen with PSG. You know, we all know, we watch Premier League when you go to St. James's Park, right?
Yeah.
The atmosphere.
The atmosphere
Some people
is
say it's the
toxic.
best.
Yeah,
Even
some
though
people say
Liverpool
it's-
want to claim
some
the
people
best
say it's the
atmosphere,
best,
but some people say that's the best atmosphere, right?
St. James's Park, yeah.
I didn't think Mbappe, Dembele,
Yeah.
you get me? These these are players who were in
played
the World Cup final.
World Cup, and they play. They are used
Marquinhos.
to. Yeah, they're used to
Like,
this stage. Yeah.
Hakimi, we can go on and on. These are big names. So I was like, no, the game is going to be the game.
Yeah.
And I think they should, on talent,
Yeah.
they're a better side.
Yeah.
What do you make of PSG? Are you shocked by the result, or you expected it?
I wasn't expecting it, but I was expecting Newcastle to win.
Really?
Yeah, with margin, 2-1, 1-0, something like that.
Not
But I
not
wasn't-
4-1.
No, not 4-1, to be honest. Reason being why I was expecting Newcastle to win is that PSG. Yeah, I diagnosed them like a team that doesn't play with their heart. Maybe they play with their pocket. How much are you giving me so that I can run? You get me?
Yeah.
So because I saw them, they had a lot of chances to win this league, the UEFA Champions League.
Alright.
They had a lot of chances, and I don't know like what's wrong with them. But when it comes to Newcastle against them, Newcastle showed a proper Premier League match.
Yeah.
They ran over them. They showed them how to run. They showed them what hard work is. And PSG were not going for it. They were not catching that kind of energy Newcastle had. So I think the best team won.
Yeah. the
Not
best-
by name, but by energy level.
Yeah, on that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, when I watched the game,
Yeah.
Newcastle gave me the Atletico Madrid
Yeah, Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the new English Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
They are physical.
Yeah,
They run every blade of grass,
exactly.
and the crowd follows them with every single tackle.
Yeah.
Yes,
The back line doesn't give anything away,
yes,
and they will get 1 or 2 goals.
exactly. And they cover all the loose balls. They cover everything. They don't give you a chance to get a loose ball. They don't give you a chance to run into a space. They don't give you, like, when you see from the right back to the left back, like this total energy there.
Yeah.
When you see the likes of Trippier tackling, and the crowd will be like, oh yeah, we need that one.
He impressed me yesterday. He was so good.
Yeah.
He
No,
No,
was so
Trippier
good.
is always
Yeah.
giving consistent
Exactly.
performances.
He-
But for
he
me,
was
the
so
guy
good.
that shocked me yesterday the most was Dembele. My God, the guy was horrible.
But for
The
me,
guy
this is
was
not
horrible.
new. Is it
The
new?
guy
It's
was
not
horrible.
new. It's not
The
new.
Because
guy couldn't
World Cup
dribble.
final, this guy.
No, that was different. The World Cup final is different because the system did not sit well with Dembele, but he could dribble and then maybe he would dribble, but maybe just not deliver a crossing. But you would see, okay, Dembele is the weak point when it comes to pressing or running, like, because tracking back he was not doing good. But going forward, he would do something, but maybe it wouldn't be enough for him to stay in the game. But yesterday, he would try to push the ball, he pushes it out. Like, I saw him try to do the same trick 3 times and the ball went out for a throw-in. Like, I'm like, Dembele was off yesterday.
For me, the matchup out wide was, I just looked at the game, I'm like, Newcastle are not going to be able to live
with those wingers.
Mbappe and Dembele, Trippier on Mbappe, come on. Dan Burn.
Dan Burn on Dembele.
A centre back on Dembele. This is fast. This is buffet.
Yeah.
This is buffet. And
then you have Gomez, the new signing, and Mbappe as playing as the 10 as they tried to use him yesterday.
For me, my overall take is Luis Enrique bottled the game. He went with a 4-2-4 formation, playing Zaire Emery and Ugarte in the middle, deep, right? Which they are allowed to go forward, and then the other one stays, whichever one jumps forward. And then Kolomuani out wide. And then Mbappe playing inside with Goncalo Ramos. In my opinion, you've watched Newcastle play. Newcastle, the midfield is the engine. Well, for every team, the midfield should be your engine. But they put the engine in midfield. Like, they tell you, our midfield is going to overrun you.
The long stuff, Bruno Guimaraes.
Yes.
That's running all day.
That's running. And lucky for them, this guy, the Brazilian guy, wasn't.
Joelinton.
Joelinton wasn't.
For me, it's not even Joelinton. It's the other guy. There's this other guy that they use. Not long stuff. There's another. Anderson.
Mad guy. He came on and was trying to do a madness as well. That guy is very good.
When they play really Anderson, Bruno, and long stuff.
That's like, they just run all day. So in my mind, the midfield already had an overload. You put in Mbappe as a 10, you know he's not going to drop into that midfield to help you defensively. He's basically luxury guy. Goncalo Ramos is not a hard-working player. It's not like a Julian Alvarez who would help in that way. So basically, the midfield is overrun. So now they can come and press you high up. Marquinhos making silly mistakes. Donnarumma making silly mistakes. For me, I feel like Luis Enrique really bottled the game because Kolomuani was nowhere to be seen on that left-hand side. Why not put Mbappe out there?
For me,
and add another midfielder, make it 3.
It's true that the coach bottled up because the setup that he brought. Is the idea that you are giving your team when you are in the dressing room.
Right.
He could have told them, like, this team is a very physical team. You have to be very physical. At the same time, you have to be very aggressive. At the same time, you have to finish your chances. So that information is the information that was lacking in that team. And he didn't give them. That's what I believe.
And, okay, do you think, based on the results yesterday, do you think Newcastle will qualify?
Yes.
Newcastle will qualify, It's
finish first, second?
I think they'll finish first.
Second.
I feel they'll finish first.
Okay, right now, the table
They're
is
first.
they're first. PSG second with 3 points.
Then AC.
And AC Milan has
1 point.
1 point?
1 point,
No, they have two.
Two.
They have 2 points, and Dortmund has 1. The table is still balanced.
I feel they qualify.
Second.
No, I feel they qualify.
Who will be first? If you think they will be second, who will be first?
Still, Dortmund will manage first.
They are last or now?
They will manage first.
For me, Newcastle finishes first, and then it's between AC and PSG. But I think PSG will sneak
they qualify for the top 4?
They'll be
for
second.
the first 2.
They will be second. Newcastle, PSG, and AC Milan goes to Europa. And Dortmund goes back. Dortmund, I don't think right now they're in the best.
I think they'll finish last as well.
Dortmund will shock you in the UEFA Champions League, so don't overjudge them.
I think they'll finish. They're not good enough.
I don't think they have not recruited well.
I don't think they're good
this
enough.
season.
Yeah. And then to the last game, Leipzig City.
Leipzig City was a nice game. Julian Alvarez with a masterclass goal. The guy is proving out to be the best City player at the moment.
I would say so. At the
moment.
The first 7 games in the Premier
Yeah,
League plus Champions League in total. I think
been-
he's the best.
He's said,
player.
Haaland, move aside. I'm the man. I'm the guy who gets City to deliver, because Haaland has gone right now on his longest drought, like 5 games without scoring a goal. He has cold
It's
feet.
only because Haaland is a machine. That's why we are.
Yeah,
we are saying like this.
he's on cold feet, and I hope he tries to come back.
Because your take of him being the best player in the world.
He's the best player in the world as of last season, not right now. Right now the season is a new season, so right now this season Jude Bellingham is the best player in the world.
Oh,
As
my
of last
God.
season, he was the best.
Why
player
do
in
you
the world.
change so quickly? Is it-
What do you mean? Why do I change?
Like-
Something?
He likes changing though.
It is.
How
he's
am
a-
I changing?
Stick to your word, my guy.
He's
Yeah.
the best player as of last season. Last season ended because the awards are in a certain period of time. When the new season starts, Haaland does not walk in. He walks in as the best player, yes, by regard of the previous season, but it's a new script that we're writing for this year.
So
And
so
this-
far,
this
he's not the best.
So far, he's not the best.
Okay.
He's not the best. So far, Jude Bellingham is the best player in the world. So far, as of this season. But
Okay.
for Man City, Julian Alvarez is the best player this season, even ahead of Rodri. This season, Julian Alvarez.
no,
has accept-
I would totally.
yeah,
I would totally agree.
the game was good. Leipzig obviously gave them a good game as usual. They always play good football. They tried to come back into the game, but City are just City. They are good, and yeah, City managed to come back with the win. So
And just so last game, Roger was not around. They lost 2-1.
yeah,
Yesterday he was around and they won. They won. It's just small
Well,
small
well,
tokens.
well,
Not-
well,
not-
well,
it's not
well,
it's not too much. It's
well,
not too much.
Well, Rodri, yes, will always be a plus to it to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
team.
yeah. For Rodri,
To the
Yeah.
team, he's always a plus, and also highlights to the new signing, who's trying to put
Oh, Jeremy
Grealish on
Doku.
who's trying to put Grealish on the bench. Doku is very.
I mean,
very,
I've always been saying
very
this.
versatile.
Grealish
guy.
for me is a waste of 100 million. Now, people would say, no, that's not true, right? Because they won the treble, he won the Premier League the season before that, and all that stuff. As a player, what I know of Grealish, of his capabilities, of his talent, what he's doing is not worth 100 million.
Yeah.
It's just not worth 100 million. For me, he's not a winger. He's wasted out there. And Jeremy Doku is basically proving my point by coming in, and almost every game he has created a positive impact.
Yeah, and-
So for the Man City fans who say, no, we don't want natural wingers, we want possession wingers. Well,
Yeah.
you wouldn't get Jeremy Doku if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But he came in as surplus, but now he's proven to be a starter because he's very quick, and with City's ball movement, Doku's speed can easily, he gets in behind very well because obviously he's faster than Grealish.
Even his dribbling,
His
1v1.
dribbling is better, and
Yeah.
he's always coming to the end of things in most games. So he's proven he's proven City to be a good scout when it comes to getting players, and yeah, and I think he's trying to be the starter, but we'll see how Grealish reacts to that. But I think Doku so far, he's proven City, yeah, a good side for
And
City.
okay, we don't need to ask if City will qualify. We know they will.
Yeah, City will definitely qualify.
For me, yesterday, my biggest takeaway, I'll come to you, but my biggest takeaway was this kid, Rico Lewis, yesterday. The kid is, I don't know where they get these kids from, honestly. We all need to find out where they get these kids from because they keep coming. They keep coming. Rico Lewis can play right back, left back, center mid, CDM. Yesterday he was playing in the box midfield. He was playing as a cam, collecting the ball, turning, driving forward, beating the lines. Foden was also good. Do you think this year Phil Foden has to put up or shut up?
Yeah,
he has to put up. He has to put up, and for him getting the chance where there's no Mahrez, no De Bruyne in the first season, maybe in the first part of the season, he has to put up because he's now more experienced, more. When a player is more experienced and gets more chances, he has to put up. That is my goal. And when it comes to creating chances, he doesn't have to do that much. He only needs to put up scoring goals. Yeah, in terms of scoring goals.
I think he doesn't even need to score goals. I think so far he's been okay when he's been deployed. He's played fantastic, and he's proven the doubters wrong when they said, "Oh, he's been at City for so long and they're not starting him. That means he must not be good."
Well, even City fans don't. When Gundogan and all these guys were leaving and KDB and stuff like that, and we're like, "Oh, but you have Foden." They're like, "No, we need to go buy a new." So
exactly.
even City fans don't.
Even City fans doubted.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, when you don't see someone more often and you see that Pep Guardiola is not picking him, you think that the player is not good. But I feel Foden has always been a talented guy, and then the team needs to, not to be built around him because City has so many good players, but he needs to be part of the team in and out. From this season, he has to be decisive in City trying to challenge for the Champions League, because they have to try and defend it. Because right now, I feel Man City are the best team by a margin in the Champions League.
Really?
Yeah, I think they are the best team.
By a margin, better than Bayern.
By a margin, they are better than Bayern. I feel they beat
Real
Bayern
Madrid.
by a margin. Okay, Real Madrid, because I'll say by a margin, yes, because Real Madrid, we don't have a center forward. I think that's the only position that we lack when we go into a game. We have to hope on Vini, Jude, Rodrigo. We don't have that guy who say, okay, this guy will
guarantee goal.
So Man City have all the departments cleared out. So by a margin, with everybody's fit at City, they are better than every other team, because I don't see any team that outscores City in the Champions League, because it's over 2 leagues. I don't see any team that outscores City, because City, you obviously will score, but they will score you.
So you're calling it right now, back to back.
I don't want to see that happening, but I see them going as far as the finals. Moments
ago, he was saying 14, 15, something like that for Real Madrid.
Yeah, 14.
Moments ago, you were saying 14, 15 for Real Madrid.
I'm just going based
and
on
then some seconds later,
he's no longer the favorite.
No, we are favorites. No, there's a list of favorites.
But you also have the best player in the world, you know.
No, I'm saying.
What are you saying?
What
I'm saying is City has a complete team. We don't.
If you have the best player in the world, you've taken it from Haaland.
You
took it from Haaland.
We will reach.
So you
the
also
semi-finals.
You also reach. The best player will not reach the finals.
The best player.
If we meet Man City,
Jude is not able.
If we meet Man City,
Jude is unable.
Realistically,
what are you missing? And City has.
They have a centre forward. We don't.
Oh, there's January. You can go and buy.
Okay.
Or you don't have the money.
January,
you don't have money.
We managed to pull an Osimhen. Then give us number 15 on our badge. Then we win 15. Because right now, our team is perfect. But the centre forward is a missing piece. City have everything. The defense.
I don't think if you have Kepa as a goalkeeper, you're not allowed to say your team is perfect. Even Carlo Ancelotti.
Even Ancelotti said this guy is not tall.
So you're not allowed to say your team is perfect.
Our team is perfect because Kepa will be protected from his blunders, like he did
at Napoli. He wasn't, right? That ball, the first goal was his fault. He came out punching air. As usual. Short hands Kepa. I always say short.
But yeah, I feel City reached the finals again, because I don't think there's a team that outscores them. So they're the best team by a margin in the Champions League. I don't think there's a team close to them. Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so on that note, this is the Champions League edition, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and press on the notification bell when we post other videos. Thank you. The game is the game, and this has been our take. We out.